Stop watching these videos that are telling you that you're lazy because you can't get up and stay consistent with your goals. Not being able to stay consistent with your goals is not laziness. It's having trouble to keep getting up, especially as a high achiever. Because you care about your goals so much, these goals mean everything to you. They're attached to your worth. Somewhere in childhood, you were probably rejected for being yourself, and you feel like you have to prove your worth, prove you're lovable is how it would be translated in childhood. So now in adulthood, you're a high achiever. So you're always trying to be the best of the best in all your goals, in your fitness goals, in your business goals, and you're just trying to be more organized and happier in your life goals. And when you care about it so fucking much, you are so addicted to achieving that goal that you put so much pressure on yourself. You try to be fucking perfect, and then you put yourself in a freeze response, fall off the goal, and then you shit talk yourself. And then you're in this vicious cycle over and over and over again. You see the next goal or the next method that can help you get that goal. You start that method. You don't take into consideration your needs at all. And then you fall off, a setback or life happens, and then you do that cycle all over again. You put yourself in a freeze response. You start to procrastinate. You shit talk yourself. You say you're never going to reach your goals. And then you start feeling hopeless. This is not laziness. This is you caring about your goals so much that you keep self-sabotaging with perfectionism. You don't understand and can comprehend that you don't have to work hard for your goals. You can't comprehend that when you hustle, it actually burns you out and stops you from your goals instead of getting you there. Stop thinking that you have to work hard in order for you to get your goals. Stop with the hustle culture because it's not good for high achievers.
Hello everyone, this is Emmanuel Cook. We will be reacting to a new video today, so make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe down below, and let's get into the video.
Hustle culture is killing y'all. Can we just collectively agree to put hustle culture to bed, please? I'm often asked, what's next? What's next? What's next? And in my head, I'm like, I prayed to be where I'm at. I meditated for this. I went to therapy. I did a lot of sacrificing. Like, I want to enjoy the fruits of my labor. I cannot be the only one that feels like this. Like, the pandemic was a really difficult time. I was extremely depressed during the pandemic. I lost a relationship, a friendship, my job, had to get a new one. Like, the pandemic was a heavy hitter. It was a heavy hitter. And to finally be in a place where I feel good again, it's like, I don't want to leave here. Let me enjoy this. But it seems like everybody's caught up on the what's next, what's new, what's now kind of thing. And how often do you guys give yourself a chance to just enjoy the fruits of your labor, to sit back and like, wow, I prayed for this, or wow, I fasted for this. Like, I was petitioning my ancestors. I went to my altar several times. I'm writing on bay leaves. I'm doing all the things to bring the goodness to me. I finally got it. And y'all are asking me, what's next? My reality is, I don't know. I don't know what's next. I'm finally happy and content with self, with the life that I'm living. I don't even know how to look to the future at this point because I love it here. And it sucks because when you have this as an answer, people look at you like you're lazy or like you lack ambition. But I had to really go through the mud to get here. And I love it here. I love it here. Why can't I just be happy and content here in life? And y'all can't, I'm not making this up. Y'all know how people are. You go to school and they're like, oh, when are you gonna get a job? When are you gonna get a promotion? You get married or you find a man and they're like, oh, when are you getting married? When are you having a kid? When are you having another kid? There's always what's next, what's new, what's now, go, go, go. And I'm just like, I'm finally at a place where I'm the size that I want to be. I'm healthy in mind, body, and spirit. I got a good eating habits. Like, I've actually gotten things autopilot. Like, I'm doing what needs to be done. And y'all are asking me what's next. Baby, let me enjoy this because y'all know life ain't always easy. And I'm reluctant to say easy because, you know, the moment you declare something easy, stuff start firing and going off, and now things are out of whack. And so to finally be in flow, to finally be in a place of comfort where I'm making decisions, I'm not having to follow anybody's rules, I'm not caring what the next person thinks, I'm beyond people pleasing now, boundaries are firm. It's like, this is a tough place to get to. So to finally be here and y'all asking me what's next, baby, hold on. Let me enjoy this, because I remember the days. I remember the times when I'm crying and screaming into pillows. I'm hugging my dog as if she's emotional support at this point. Like, I remember barely eating and only eating one thing because that's all I wanted. Like, I remember going through those moments, such low points. So to finally be in a place where life feels as good as it looks, y'all gonna have to let me enjoy this. Y'all gonna have to give me a moment.
When this last part of Stranger Things comes out on Netflix, I'm gonna sit my ass right on the couch, or I might even be laying in the bed. Point is, I'm gonna watch that whole thing in one sitting, and not for 1 second am I gonna be thinking about doing some type of side hustle. It's not happening. I am not side hustling my life away. Y'all can do that if y'all want. I'm not doing it. I work a full-time job. My wife works a full-time job. We're a 2-income household. With that money, we're able to pay for everything that we need. We're able to get some of the things that we want. You know, if we want to go somewhere for a vacation, you know, we make plans to do that. We save the money and we do it. We're good. We live minimally. I don't need to hustle my life away. I don't need just all this money just to have it, really. Now, mind you, I do have a couple side hustles, you know what I'm saying? I resell on eBay, and I'm trying to get followers so I can make a little money off of here. But my point is, it's minimal effort. You know what I'm saying? I don't spend no time doing this stuff. You know what I mean? And that's my point. Like, I'm not about here just going to be out here just working my ass off my whole life. And I don't have no problem with side hustles. I just have a problem with what the hustle culture has become. Some people need the side hustle. Some people work jobs and then they do like DoorDash or something on the side, but they need it. They actually need that money just to live. There's a lot of people out there that just get the money, you know, do all these side hustles just to spend it on things that are just going to create more bills. Makes no sense to me. Or they do all these side hustles just to buy stuff that they don't need. You know what I mean? That to me is pointless, you know, because at the end of the day, you're still broke. And, you know, you might even be worse off now. Because like I said, a lot of times they'll take that money from side hustles and just buy stuff that's just going to create more bills for them. No, sit your ass down and just watch some Netflix then if you're going to do that. You know, if you really need the money, and that's why you're out there with the side hustles, do your thing. If you have a side hustle that you would like to become your main job, do your thing. But if you're just out there side hustling just to get money to spend on shit that you don't need, buying stuff that's going to create more bills, or just so you can make it seem like you live a lifestyle that you're not really living, it's pointless. Sit your ass down, watch some TV, because you're still just going to end up broke.
I decided I'm leaving unhealthy hustle culture in 2024. And what I would like to share with you guys, and I'm not going to hold your hand when I say this, because you don't need that. No, you need to hear this. You do not have the same amount of hours in a day as Beyonce. That is it. You do not have the same amount of hours in a day as Beyonce. You do not have the same resources as Beyonce. You do not have the same access to the industry as Beyonce. And most importantly, you do not have the same financial capacity as Beyonce. Now, we all secretly have favorite billionaires. And you're lying if you don't. But lots and lots of people actually have, as much as we talk about billionaires, rich people, as much as we do that, we still out here spending money. And ain't nobody going no broker. I especially want my artists, creatives, anything, if you're in a creative field where you make money, it's very easy to get, upset and frustrated, particularly this time of year with what you didn't do. And that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. So, I know we're all celebrating. We're all sweet honey bucking in these streets. It's the end of another era. We're seeing what's happening in January. Go easy on yourself. And, maybe it's not about trying to be like your fave. Maybe it's just about you trying to be better than you were yesterday.
One time I read this article about how overproduction and perfectionism and hustle culture is a form of anxiety manifesting in our bodies. that shit rocked me, okay? And I think it's time we be honest with ourselves, because how many Black women do you know with master's degrees, with 14 jobs, with everybody depending on her? It's the pot calling the kettle black here. Our cups are looking empty. We have to do something about that. Because when's the last time you took time for yourself? There is nothing or nobody that needs your attention that bad to where you cannot care for yourself, for your body. You don't have to do, and do. You don't have to prove yourself in these spaces. You're not, you're not the worth of what you can produce for other people. And I don't know where we learned that from. And I feel like we keep passing it on. And I get it. It's a survival tactic. It's a mode we go into. But I'm here to tell you, you don't have to do it, babe. You don't. So take a minute this weekend. You're pouring into yourself, okay? Take a deep breath with me. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Deep inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Lay on the couch. Read a book. Watch your favorite show. Let your mind wander.
Part of your identity is being a hard worker, and being a hard worker makes you a good.
I feel like this is so true for Hispanic people, especially in the corporate world. Like, our grandparents came from nothing, didn't speak the language here, and never got degrees, and then there was all these people here in America that had degrees and were so much more successful. And so they ingrained it in us, like, work hard, you'll be exhausted, but it will be worth it because you'll live a better life than me. And what I'm realizing, being in these higher level jobs at these companies, working remotely at companies that are full, like almost 90% people who live just like in Midwestern America, is that that's not necessarily true. But since it was ingrained at me at such an early age, it's so hard, like an everyday struggle to unlearn this. I don't know if you have tips, but for me, it's just like every day choosing to stop at.
A quick reminder, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe down below, and let's continue the video.
Guys, I think the reason why I'm also about to like crash out is because I feel like when you overwork yourself, then there's those days where you don't do shit, because there's days where you're just doing too much that now you're like, nah, I want to be fucking lazy because I was doing so much. So I think I got to really balance my lifestyle out. You know what I mean? Because there's days where I'm fucking doing something for my business, and I'm doing something for my digital product business, then I'm working, then I'm working out, then I'm organizing shit, then I'm making calls, then I'm cooking. Like, it's just so much going on. So it's just like really finding that balance and not beating yourself up for it. Because it really isn't that. It's not the end of the day. You know this is not who you are. I'm not going to identify or attach myself to this reality of the way I'm acting now. I'm just like going to be compassionate with myself. It's okay. You know, we always have a new day to start tomorrow. And yeah, like I was acting based on my thoughts and my emotions, and really that shit is not even me. Like, you're really your consciousness. You can't really take, like, I'm not my thoughts. I'm just receiving and observing them, but I did act.
One piece of advice that I wish I could have told my 22-year-old self is don't work so hard. When I was 22, just finished grad school in London, came back to New York City, got a job at a PR agency, like a very large global PR agency at one of the big holding companies. I ended up being there for a year, and I felt like I was there for 10. It truly aged me. The people who have worked in agencies, whether it's advertising, PR, whatever, they know it's a whole lot of shit, right? And I just wish somebody told me, don't work so hard. Because when you work very hard and they can see that you're working very hard, they will give you more work. They will always tap you for things. And when a company doesn't hire enough people to do the jobs that they need, that means you're going to be overextended. They'll be like, oh yeah, Emma can do that. Oh, Emma's really good at that. She can do that. Oh yeah, Emma has like a full plate, but I think she can squeeze this on because you work super hard. So in my opinion, I don't necessarily think working hard, like extremely hard, like when they say above and beyond, I don't necessarily think that's a good thing all the time. Because in my opinion, I was working very hard. And where did that get me? I left after a year. Obviously, my career has progressed, and, you know, I'm happy about it. But like the energy that I exert now as a manager for marketing is literally like I was operating at 120% when I was at an agency, and now I'm operating at like a 60% on a bad day. That's not to say don't do your work and don't produce bad work. It's to say when you have deliverables, do it well and give them what you've got. But once you start going outside of what you're scoped for that job, that's when these companies start taking advantage of you. Next thing you know, you will be doing 2 to 3 jobs that are not yours. It won't be reflected in your title and it won't be reflected in your pay. You'll probably grow to resent the job. Maybe you went in loving the job and now you hate it. Or it could have been a job that you could have learned to love, but it was tainted by the fact that you were taken advantage of. So just relax, do what you're supposed to be doing. And if they want you to do more, they better pay you more. And they better give you a good promotion, okay? That's it.
So I absolutely agree with you. If this is something that you desire and you know that you are personally working towards a goal and that you're okay with that, then absolutely go for it. What I'm concerned with and what I was highlighting is that there's this grind culture that's fueled by capitalism, that's rooted in shame, that I think Dave Ramsey. I actually like Dave Ramsey's, by the way, and his team. I agree with a lot of things they say, not everything, but I think that shame, this idea that you can't be resting, you can't enjoy leisure, you can't enjoy downtime, that for me is problematic. And it almost feels like you have to earn your rest, you have to earn your joy. And I don't think that's fair for human beings. As human beings, I think these are experiences that we should have automatically, and we don't have to earn those things. So if you truly desire to work towards a goal, go for it, but understand your why. And I just hope that it's not from a place that's rooted in shame, that's driving people to feel like they shouldn't be able to rest.
The dangers of the hustle culture in college. I feel like especially nowadays we're constantly swarmed with all this wake up at 5 a.m., go to class, hit the gyms, work on my business, do all these things, and it can become very draining. And I want to be here to say that looking back, I really feel like when you're there, it's hard just due to the situation of your finances. Your schedule might be at class at 8 o'clock and class at 7 o'clock at night. It's just too unbalanced to have a maximum level of productivity. Because looking at how my life is set up now, it's finally at a state where I know what time I'm going to work, I know what time I'm leaving, and I know my schedule throughout the day. So it's now put me in a situation where I can actually maximize my productivity. I had a nice attempt at it, but I will say it often led to me just crashing. So I would really recommend just like slowing down.
He is absolutely right. I started my first firm at the start of my junior year in college. I had school, I had work, and I had to run a startup at the exact same time. I was extremely overwhelmed. I would sleep like maybe 4 hours per night, but I was just tired all the time. And my startup was a holding company. So we were looking to buy other architecture firms and to just add them to the holding company. And yeah, I was more than overwhelmed and I was just exhausted all the time. And it was not a good idea whatsoever.
I just want to say hustle culture is going to be the downfall of this generation, because there is no reason why I should have to work 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 different jobs to provide one roof over my head, but then I don't even get to enjoy the roof or the fruits of my labor because I have to work all these jobs just to keep up with it. Something's got to give.
I'm starting to hate how important money is in our society. Like, I'm not one of those people that thinks money is evil. You know, people misquote the Bible. The Bible does not say money is the root of all evil. It says the love of money. But I just hate that money is such a important thing to have just to enjoy life. Like, I hate the fact that so many people go to work every day. You bust your ass, you did everything they told you to do, and yet you can still barely afford to take care of you and your household. Now, it's easy to say, oh, just go get another job. Do you know how difficult it is to find a job today? Maybe you don't. Maybe you're outside the bubble. Maybe you don't have the same struggle. But it is not that damn easy. If it was, we would all be in a better situation right now. But that's the thing. Even if you find a job that pays more, if the cost of living is still high as Snoop Dogg, it's like, well, what's the point of having a job? Like, you can't convince me that we were put on this earth to simply work, pay bills, pay taxes, and die. I've said that so many times, and yet no one can convince me of that. Even the hustle culture doesn't make sense to me, because you're still chasing the bag, and your whole life is still centered around the bag, the money, the bag. And it's like, is that all it is to this life? Is just making money and that's it? And that determines your entire life? I don't know, man. Some of y'all would disagree with this. Honestly, I don't even care. I'm not making this for agreement or disagreement. These are just conversations and observations. And I just hate how important money is to us. I wish it wasn't this important. I wish people could just live their lives and create and actually enjoy the fruits of their labor instead of laboring just to barely survive. And then I think about people who have been killed over man-made dollar bills, people who have lost their lives overseas in war, all because of corporate greed. I really hate the fact that we've exalted this green piece of paper. I mean, we treat money like money is our creator. I mean, we treat money like money is our savior.
I appreciate you guys watching the video today. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe down below. And I'll see you guys in the next video.